Hey guys, welcome back to Open It and Play. This is Mike. Today we're going to be looking at the Marvel Legends Armadillo Build-A-Figure series Morlun. Morlun is a character that I really don't like and could care less about. No, I couldn't care less about. But I bought this guy because I thought I could use his parts for a couple of different projects I'm working on. Some people may like this character because he is part of the more modern Marvel storyline with Spider-Man. But this was when Spider-Man was like chosen by the spider gods, and it was his destiny for all this stuff to happen, which kind of effectively made him all of his stuff regarding his uncle sort of like meaningless, which was what a lot of fans didn't like. But that's kind of like where I'm coming from too. But anyway, this guy is a pretty useful figure because he has a couple of options available for customizers. One thing that I would like to try to do is to sculpt some on his Build-A-Figure piece, and that is to make hands that actually have the right number of fingers for my Chode Build-A-Figure. Chode came with 5-fingered hands, but he's supposed to come with 4-fingered hands if he matches the old artwork in the comics. But for some reason they made him with 5 fingers. So I'm going to try sculpting some new hands for him, and this is a very good candidate hand for the base of the sculpt, for the endoskeleton of the sculpt. And the other thing was he makes a great base to try to make a Marvel Dracula. And he also makes a great base to try to make Jarvis, the Avengers Butler, which is what I'm going to try to do with this figure. Now, I already have one, and I do have plans to make it into a Dracula, but I haven't worked on that figure yet. I'm going to try to make a Jarvis because for my display options, I'm trying to make a backdrop that's Avengers Mansion. So, but without further talking, let's get this guy out of the box. I did rip this part, but I haven't done anything else with this figure. So, you know what? I forgot again to show you the box. Sorry, I should have done that while I was blabbing my mouth. But is that in focus relatively? You can see the other characters to collect this wave. His artwork looks cool. I like the artwork, but I just didn't like the storyline. Okay, and the top of the box up here. Okay, so if we get this guy out of the box, I might be a little bit rough with this because it's not something I'm seeking to keep. Ooh, the plastic cracked. That was rougher than I thought I was going to be. Okay, we'll get that out of here. And his backdrop is kind of interesting. Might be able to use that for something else. Sort of looks like a weird web design. Okay, and let's go with his accessories first, which are extremely limited. So we've got the Build-A-Figure. The Build-A-Figure Armadillo piece is here. And I don't know if you have this character, but Armadillo is a pretty minor character that appeared in Captain America. I don't know what all comics he's appeared in, but he's kind of like come in a variety of comics, and he's also appeared with a few different looks, but this is one of his more modern, scary looks. But it's actually a really cool Build-A-Figure for me. I just love the way that they did that. So, but yeah, this is the thing I'm going to try to use for my Chode Build-A-Figure. I'm going to have to sculpt a lot on here, but okay. And then we have an alternate head for him, which is this kind of angry head. Let's get in close so you guys can see that. Every time I try to lock my phone, it always tries to refocus again. But it's got a little bit of plastic left over from the cut here, but the hair unfortunately doesn't have any shading to it. It's just one solid color plastic, but it is rather soft, so it might be kind of bendy for options. Okay, and we'll get Morlun out of the package. Okay, here is the gentleman in all his glory. So he's got this kind of more passive face for his default thing. That might even look good for Dracula himself, but I'm trying to go for more of a 70s Dracula. But with Jarvis, I'm going to have to give him some extra weight, and I'm going to have to find a good head sculpt. This will probably be shaved off or sculpted over with something else. And these cuffs can come off, I think. I'm going to check that really quick before I go over the rest. Yes, his cuffs can come off rather easily. So if you're thinking about customizing, it is sculpted still in there to look like a jacket. So you've got options. I'll put that back on so he looks similar to the way he originally did. Okay. So apparently they did the Morbius from the Spider-Man cartoon thing. He's got these little red nasty things. Does he suck plasma from people with those, like Spider-Man's animated cartoon Morbius? I don't know, but looks like it could be. Either that or he's got herpes or something. Look out, he's got a knife. Look out, he's got herpes. But anyway, this guy has a very classic kind of old-fashioned look to him. And that is rather appealing to me. Looks pretty cool. The jacket is made of really soft rubber, so it's very flexible. Okay, let's take a look at his articulation without further ado. He can look down that far. He can look back barely at all, or sorry, look up barely at all. Side to side is no problem. The attitude is really not much. Okay, and it is a disc hinge, with a bowl under there. But yeah, this is kind of a short neck. This rubber overlay makes it fit seemingly closer to the body. I think it's a kind of short neck anyways, but okay. So his arms will go all the way around. They do have this rubber hinge at the top, so you might damage it if you do it too often. But they'll go up to there, so that's kind of limited. Sorry, it keeps changing the focus. Okay. His bicep cut is here. He's got double jointed pinned elbows, which is kind of unfortunate with this suit. And then his hinges are this way, but they don't work the best because they do run into these cuffs. So, okay, and then inside here, he seems to have an ab crunch. Gets you forward a little bit, gets you back a little bit, gets you back. Okay, and he does have a waist cut. And whoops, it'll go up only that far. It's not very far for his legs at the hip. Okay, he has the thigh cut, which is great. He's got double jointed pinned knees that will go back that far. Wow, excuse me. I always do this when I'm doing a review. Okay, and then his ankles will go down really far. Wow, his feet will go down really far and go up just a little bit. It's not the worst, but wow, again. Okay, and then he does have ankle pivot. Oh, you know what? He's also got an ankle cut, so that's great. You can swivel him at the ankle. Okay, this is not a figure I would really recommend because I don't like the character, but I I would say he's not a terrible figure. I think he's also pretty cheap now because he's not an in-demand character. But yeah, if you're like me and you're a customizer, you might be able to get some good points or some good parts out of this guy. He has his good points is what I want to say. But okay. Thank you guys for joining me on this look at Morlun, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.